Hey gang, let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Drop it.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
What's this stuff? Some cereal. It's supposed to be good for you. Did you try it? I'm not gonna try it. You try it. I'm not gonna try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't eat it. He hates everything. He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
When you bring life home,
Hey gang, let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Drop it.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 3 of Be Loyal to Your Soil. We have Trent, Pieper, I just had to say that, with Holganix. We're going to get into that just a little bit. And Justin Menke from the great state of Iowa. Justin, I did a little Facebook stalking on you. You're an Iowa State fan, and that disappoints me a little bit because I'm a Hawkeye fan. So I don't know. Can we get into that right away or not, Justin? So.
Well, sure, but like typical Iowa fans, do you actually go there, or do you just, be a fan?
Yeah, I'm just a fan. I grew up in Iowa, in Victor, Iowa. We have no professional sports teams, guys, so we have to cheer for the Hawkeyes. That's where we live. But you did kick our ass in basketball this year. But I think
that was a pathetic showing on Iowa's part. But
but we did take care of you in football. But we did take care of you in football, correct? So
hey, 50-50, it's even for the year.
Yeah, I understand. So welcome everybody. Merry Christmas to everybody and Happy New Year. We're in that goofy week. We don't even know what day it is. I had to ask Justin and Trent, hey, do you guys know what day it is? But no, this is our weekly podcast with Holganix Midwest. Be loyal to your soil. Trent works for Holganix Midwest. Justin is a farmer, uses the Holganix product. So we're going to jump into this. Last week we had Chris on, and then was it Mike Batson? Justin, Mike. Is that who I had, or Trent?
Yep, Mike.
Yeah. He did a really good job. And Todd Bull said something about you, that you sell to only people in scooters. Can we just get this out of the way right away? Can you tell the story?
Let's get this out of the way. Todd doesn't know what he's talking about, first of all.
Okay, so I think everybody in the world knows that Todd doesn't know what he's talking about. So I don't think you need to. That's not a far stretch.
Yep. Justin's not on a scooter.
He's not on a scooter. So, no, in all seriousness, Trent, kind of introduce yourself. Tell us who you are. Tell us where you live. Give us the who, what, when, where, why. Like, pretend we're the police and we're interviewing you for something. So.
Yep. I'm Trent Pieper. I work for Holganix Midwest. I've been with Holganix full time since November of last year. I was part time at the beginning. I'm not gonna lie. At first, when Brian Moorfield came to me, I was like real hesitant about the product. I thought snake oil. Honestly, I was like, Brian, I don't know. I'm not ready to quit my job to go sell snake oil. And then, so I worked part-time for a year and saw awesome results. And I'm like, well, this is what I'm going to do the rest of my life. So I've been around ag my whole life. I farm with my parents. I've worked in ag retail. I've even done a little construction. So I've done a little bit of everything. I went to Kirkwood Community College for a 2-year degree for ag production management. And right out at Kirkwood, I did ag retail for a while.
I love it. So what did you do before this then?
I was actually in construction. So I got out of ag retail.
Okay.
Because I wanted to spend more time on the farm helping Dad. And I was in construction, and then Brian Moorfield came to me and said, hey, it's time for you to get out of construction and back into ag. And from there, it's been awesome. I was hesitant. I was very hesitant. because in ag retail, I've seen a lot of snake oil.
Yep.
And
No, that's really the purpose of this podcast every week, is to show the legitimacy of it and having people like Justin on who truly use the products. On Chris last week, if you didn't watch the podcast last week or listen to it, Chris is awesome, and
Yep.
he just a steady Eddie kind of a guy. Just lives in it. And I know he talked up at Cedar Falls at some grower thing that that they had been at the week before. We put some pictures up on the screen, so it was a lot of fun to see that. Trent, where do you live at, Trent? How many acres do you farm with your mom and dad, and what's your primary crop?
I live in southeast Iowa. The town's called Weaver. It's a small town. We farm about 1,500 acres. Corn, soybean rotation. We used to have farrow to finish and hogs, and we got out of that probably 3 years ago, probably.
Okay.
So now we are just straight corn, soybean. We do maybe 200 acres of wheat a year, probably.
Okay. What did you get anything good for Christmas?
I did not get anything good for Christmas. No, I got some good things.
What'd you get? Tell us your best thing you got at Christmas.
What did I get? Well, actually, my parents gave me a Yeti bucket, an ice bucket. It works slick for having ice, so when people come over, you can mix your drinks, and you don't have to get in the ice maker. I think it's sweet.
So it actually makes the ice, or do you just put the ice in the bucket and it keeps it cold?
Nope, you just put the ice in the bucket. It's a Yeti ice bucket.
All right. That sounds pretty
Yep.
good. I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that out. So thanks for coming on tonight, Trent. Justin, welcome to Be Loyal to Your Soil podcast. Do you guys like the name of this podcast? Because my wife and I are the one who kind of named it with Jenny from Holganix. Do you guys like the name of it, or did you guys think of a better name yet?
I like it. I haven't thought of a better name, though.
Okay. If you do, please text me, okay, Trent? So,
Yep.
Okay.
I don't
Justin,
get paid
tell
enough for a question like that.
what's that, Justin?
I don't get paid enough to know these things.
Madison, did Yeti sponsor you for that statement, Trent? Madison wants to know, Trent.
No, Yeti didn't sponsor me.
Okay, we have to take that back then. I'm sorry. So Mrs. Moorfeld's checking in. She says we love it. Oh, Sarah's checking in. We know Brian doesn't get on Facebook. The cops took it away from him. So he's checking in. So, we got our first spammer of the night. Alicia Randall. She's from Australia. Wink, wink. She's about 972 pounds and lives in a hut in Iraq, and she's got a sitting there just typing spam on. She wants you to come to her OnlyFans, guys. That's nice, though, that she got, get a couple young, handsome studs like you on the show, and all of a sudden the spammers start coming in. So, Brian, it is Brian. Holy cow. I just assumed when Sarah and Brian had the joint Facebook account, you know what we say about the people with the joint Facebook account, right, guys? So, got to keep an eye on them. No, it's all good. It's all good. We love you, Brian. It's all good. And then I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Wave goodbye to Alicia. We're gonna block her now before she starts saying, "Can you please send me a Facebook or a friend request?" So goodbye, Alicia. My luck, that was probably one of your top customers.
Nope.
And then
Good.
Moorfeld's gonna fire me. From the podcast. So it's all good. It's all good. Justin, welcome to Be Loyal to Your Soil. You're a grower, farmer. Tell us who you are, where you're from, what you farm, and then we'll get into Holganix a little bit.
Okay, so I'm Justin Menke. I've been farming since the spring of 14 was my first crop that I had money involved. I started farming when I was born in October, and I started farming about April the next following year, riding in a tractor. We farm right at 2,100 acres. We quit we used to farrow finish about 7-8 years ago. Quit doing that. Now we've been strictly row crop. We do corn and beans for the most part, and we started doing some seed wheat this year. And then we do some contract feed some hogs, and then we do some cattle that we buy some feeder calves and feed them out until they're fat.
Nice. So you're a born and raised farm kid, right?
Oh, I've been born and in love with it since the day I could crawl and wipe my ass.
Fair enough. At what age could you wipe your ass? That's a good question. We haven't had that, Justin, yet on the
Well,
on the
I'd have to ask my mother, but I would say not early enough.
Not early. Did you get anything good for Christmas at all, Justin?
No, but my boy did. He got this
what
cool it's called magnetiles. They got this little track you can make out of it. It's pretty neat. I've been playing with it more than him, to be honest.
Hey, this show is all about honesty.
It's been way cooler than anything. I got a pocket knife, but yeah, it ain't near as cool as the track I could make.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Have you guys been? So I live in Wisconsin. Have you guys been unseasonably warm this year as well so far?
Terribly warm.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you guys get any rain last week? My dad lives in that Cedar Rapids, Marion area, and they finally got some rain. I think he said the last couple of days. Did you guys get any of that?
I'm right at 2.5 inches on the month of December here.
And there's no frost in the ground, right? So it's going down, right?
Yep.
No. Yeah, we did some tiling here last week, and it was dry. It was dry 5 feet down.
Oh wow. Okay. Good. Morfeld said we need to get Tyler on this product. So there we go.
Who's Tyler?
I'm not sure.
Tyler is.
Do you know who it is, Trent?
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, this is what happens when you give Morfeld a Facebook account. You let him comment on it. No.
Sarah needs to take back over.
Yeah, Sarah, you need to get. My wife just said Sarah. Oh, Pardell.
Oh, Pardall. No, we do not need him on here.
You do not need him on there. Okay, that's fair enough. So let's get into it a little bit. Justin, how do you and Trent know each other? What's your guys' professional relationship? Let's talk a little bit about that. Notice I said professional. I just want to.
That's not really the word I would use.
I was the best man in his wedding, so I'd say.
Hey, we all have weak moments. We don't need to just relive them all fucking every day.
Yeah.
No, at all seriousness, we went to school together. He's a grade younger than I am, and we hung out every weekend. We were at his parents, or we were my parents. We pretty good friends. Actually, the first year I was good friends with him to the point where the first year I didn't even try to sell him any Holganix when I was part-time because I was like, I don't want to ruin this friendship. This stuff doesn't work.
Yep.
Most weekends I'd get done on the farm about before noon, and I'd just clean up and I'd head straight to his house and we'd find something to dink around with.
He would call me, is it okay if I come over? And I'm like, yeah, that's sure. And he lives about half hour away. And
I would call when I'm turning in on the gravel.
Yeah, he'd roll in about 5 minutes after the phone call. Well, hello, Justin.
If he didn't answer, I'd go around the block once and then come in.
Yeah, that's all right. It happens. No, I grew up in the days where we didn't have cell phones or text messages. We had to call. Like your buddy would say, just let the phone ring once. That way I know you're coming or something like that. And then I'll sneak out of the house and I'll pick you up, something like that. So we had to have like code words back then. It's a little more complicated. Not like you young bucks. You guys can send each other a Snapchat and away we go. Morfeld says Trent's wife, Amy, is on. So she's watching the show, you think?
I hope so.
You hope so?
I hope so.
When does Morfeld go play pool? Because he's commenting sure a lot on here right now. About 6:30, right? So
I don't know what time he plays.
we'll have to get him up here. To Wisconsin to shoot some pool. So, Justin, when did you start using Holganix? Did you buy from Trent, or did you start before Trent, or how'd you guys do this?
So this was the first year I bought it. So I bought the spring product and put it on in April. This was the first year I put 250 acres or 500 acres worth I put out. Split it up on some corn and bean acres both. Try to get a variety of trials out there to see what the results were.
No, like I know last week Chris and Batson were talking about like strips or something like that. Is that kind of what you guys do? I'm not a farmer at all, so I know nothing about this stuff.
So I did a little bit of everything. I did a couple whole fields, did some strip trials in a few fields, and then just did like a straight side by side. Did like one half this way, one half with it, one half without. Just kind of did a variety, just to try to figure out what to do.
Nice. Do you want me to bring up some of the results now that you had sent me on the screen? So this is you already put this one up. Is this fine here? Trent or Justin, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so on the trial with Holganix, we did it was a 156 acre field, and we put hog manure on the trial that had the Holganix on it, trying to get as much as we could out of the organic manure. And then the trial that we didn't have it on did not have any manure on.
Gotcha. And then here's the second one you sent, Justin, that we got in here. Is that the same one? No.
Yeah,
it's the same one. Is it? Okay.
Same field, just earlier. throughout the. Justin was one of the few growers that I tried to get to every single one of my growers, farmers this year, and Justin was one of the few that I was able to get to at least 3 times throughout the growing season.
Okay.
So I do enjoy going out. That's what I spent all summer doing, going out with growers, farmers like Justin, when they have true side-by-sides, going out, pulling roots, taking soil samples, doing the microbiometer. And I enjoy that. And at first I was nervous because I was like, man, what happens if we don't see a difference? But honestly, 90% of the time when digging roots, we were seeing differences. So it was awesome.
So Justin, this was your first year. You said, this is the first spring product you put on. At what month or what point into the trial did you know that this stuff is working?
Well, I was skeptical the entire way through in April when we sprayed it, and was probably first part of May. You came out as soon as the corn was up, about V2, V3 stage. He came out, and I was skeptical as hell until he came out and dug roots, and then he laid them side by side, and it's like, okay, there's some. I have no idea what it is, but there's something there. The stuff with the Holganix, there was something about it.
Good. Hey, so for a city slicker like me, what's V2 and V3 mean?
So V2 would be the second leaf collar. So as the corn is growing, when a leaf shoots out, it'll make a collar and it'll like split on the end. And that's how you stage the corn as it's growing.
Oh.
So every time, I don't have a picture to really display it, but as soon as you get a collar out, that's what stage. So that would be about V4 corn.
Yeah, gotcha. That makes sense to me.
V5, I'd say, yeah.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Murray, Kentucky's checking in. Hey, Jackie Carson. We got Jeff's watching from David City, Nebraska tonight. Alicia's watching from Australia, but she can't comment anymore. No, I love the spammers we get on these guys. It makes me just laugh. Mark's from Slayton, Minnesota. Mark's been using the product, I know, for 3 years because he watches our show every Wednesday night.
Well, maybe she wants to be that 90-day fiance or whatever that is my wife watches every now and then.
Yeah. She probably knew you were on the podcast night.
Yeah, that'd be that sounds like a great gig from the get-go,
Well, then I think once you get divorced, I think it's called after 90 days. So we don't want you to go into that, Justin. That'd be bad.
Day one, we know what's going to happen.
It's called a train wreck, and that's why we watch it. So
yeah.
Kyle Bredemeyer, am I saying that right? Bredemeyer?
Yeah.
T-Bone. That has to be your nickname, Trent.
Yeah. Kyle works here at Holganix Midwest. He's in the.
Is he on the payroll, or is he one of those guys that just shows up?
Nope, he's on the payroll. We like Kyle.
Yeah, I just didn't know if he showed up for safety meetings or if he actually was on the payroll, because I know there's two kinds of things there.
Well, he shows up for safety meetings too.
Yeah, well, safety meetings are a very important part of a company's culture. If a company has safety meetings, and they're the kind of safety meetings I'm used to, it's a good company. So.
There's safety.
It's something where you typically need your Yeti ice bucket at, if you know what I'm saying there.
Yep.
Yep. Very, very important. Very, very important. Okay, so we were being serious there for a second, then I got sidetracked. Justin, you were talking about, looking at the roots and stuff like that. So that's good stuff. This is the one thing we brought up here. Here's the screen. Can you or Justin or Trent, I don't care who talks about this, but what am I looking at here on the screen?
So we're just looking at a straight side-by-side of where I had the spring and fall product and where I had no product whatsoever, and just seeing, it just shows that we're getting the bacteria and the fungus levels kind of in tune, and it kind of shows on the left-hand side on the soil test where we had the product that it makes more available the fertilizer that we have in the soil, which makes it more available to the plant to be uptake.
So when I see the word control, is that a different product, or is that just naked ground?
That's no product put on, no Holganix product supplied.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't know if that was another brand or something or things like that. So that's good.
No, that's just plain Jane, what we've been doing since the 80s kind of stuff.
So if I was a farmer, which I'm not, and I looked at this and I'd never used Holganix before, Trent, what would I be most excited about and possibly wanting to use Holganix in the future?
Well, most farmers care about their soil test results, so they're going to be looking at that, and they're going to be looking at the fact that Holganix is putting more available nutrients in their soil. So you look at nitrogen. We're putting more nitrogen in the soil, making it more available to plant. The boron and zinc, making it more available to the plant. Sulfur. That is what really is important, because if we can make more nutrients available to the plant, we're going to have a healthier plant. Healthier soil, healthier plant.
Gotcha.
And if you look at the microbial side of things, and this is kind of, I'd say, most farmers are starting to look at it here in the last couple of years. Basically, we're trying to make the bacteria fungi ratio 50-50 is what our goal is. And Justin actually in this scenario, he actually has, before Holganix, he actually had a fairly decent soil. Normally we see that 80% bacteria, 20% fungi.
Yeah, I've heard Brian talk about that, and some of the other guys, Todd too. Like, because if the soil's just wore out and crappy, it takes it's not like you don't just snap your finger the first year. It takes time, but you can make good soil even better. I think maybe Batson talked about that a little bit last week as well. I know Teach Out, but I've been learning about this as we go. It's been fun. I want to do a screen share here on this PDF of the. Hold on, I gotta get this set up. Give me a second, guys. Again, if you're just joining us, episode 3 of Be Loyal to Your Soil. Talking with Trent and Justin. Trent works for Holganix. Justin is a farmer. Well, so is Trent as well, but he also has a real job too. There at the place at the Holganix. Can you see that okay? I'll try to zoom in, everybody. Give me a second. Hold on. I got to use the old... I'm not real good at Adobe, guys. Give me a second.
You're old. We'll give it a break.
Yeah, we're going to pretend that this is what this... Can you read that enough?
Yep.
Here it is. There it is. There's my zoomer. I found my zoomer. So what are we looking at here, Justin or Trent?
So this is one of the other farms that I had a trial on. Oh, that's really zoomed in.
Yeah, sorry about that. Once I found it, then I got excited, then I screwed it up.
So this is a farm that I did it like what I would call a true side-by-side. So my sprayer is a 100-foot swath, and did 100-foot with Holganix, 100-foot without, and just stripped, I don't know, maybe probably 8 strips throughout the field. And this is what I would consider like a true side-by-side.
Okay.
And this is the most honest, fair strip that I had on most of the operation. Some of it was user error that messed some of it up, but this is the most fair side-by-side I had.
Nice. I like that. 274 yield then with it?
And the strips with it, yes.
Yep, gotcha. So obviously your plan then is to plant more, to use more product this year. Did you put fall product on then?
On this field specifically, yes, I put some fall product on, and I stripped it on a few different fields.
Nice. Well, let's see. If anybody's got any questions for Justin or Trent, please type them into the comments. Trent, what's besides obviously Justin being one, you're in his wedding, so we know you're going to say good things about him. What are some other farmers that you've impacted or really have had you were skeptical at first, and a lot of people are, because I know farmers get just beat up every day with people coming on the farms, buy this, buy this, buy this. How easy is this product to sell to a farmer to get them to try it? Tell me, if you're coming on, you're setting up a meeting, what's the first thing you do?
As a salesman, I try to build a relationship with a guy. Honestly, that's the best way I've found in sales. It's actually kind of tough, especially right now, this time of year, or this year is easier to sell when corn prices were $7, and now we're about $4.30, probably
$4.50.
It's going to be a little tougher this year to sell. Have somebody add something to their program that they're not used to. So
right.
It's going to be a little tougher this year.
So why are we seeing lower corn prices right now? What's your thoughts?
What are your thoughts?
Well, did you see that picture? 270 bushel corn. What do you think?
There's a lot of
supply and demand. crap load of corn and no place
Yeah.
to go with it.
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
This
I
was
didn't
a wild
mean to be
year.
Captain Obvious there. Sorry about that. So.
Yeah, this was a crazy year. There's a lot of good corn, a lot of not so pretty corn.
It seemed like the rains this year were very spotty in this area. Like, I don't know, you could go a couple miles and the total rainfall would change dramatically.
Yeah. When we were finishing up, we had a field in about 260 corn, and we went to the next field over, and it was 5-6 miles away, and it was 160. So
Wow.
there were big differences.
Yep. Definitely. I just want to flip through the comments here, make sure I got all the questions up on the screen. I guess, Justin, if I'm a farmer and I'm watching this tonight, and you're a farmer and you're a grower, what would be? I'm still kind of on the fence, or I want to try Holganix, but I'm not sure if I need it. What would you tell them?
Well, I look at it. So in the last 3-4 years, doing research on stuff, a lot of companies are really pushing the biological and the natural products. And so this year you put, with the FERT prices, you're talking $120 to $175, average around $150 an acre in fertilizer. Well, if you can find a product that really makes that fertilizer more available and just easier for the crop to get to, I think it's a pretty simple investment. Is just you're doing all this different stuff, and if you make it more available and easier for the plant to get, you're just helping yourself out in the long term, just making your soils more healthy and making your crop better, just because it's easier to get to the nutrients that it needs.
Yep. Well said. Trent, I mean, he said it well. I mean, you got anything to put on top of that?
Nope. He learned from the best.
Yeah, in Iowa State education, you actually can talk, out of your mouth, not the rear end.
Trent, did you go to? Are you a Hawkeye, Trent? I feel like he's making fun of you a little bit. So.
No, I am an Iowa State fan.
Oh my God, two of you at the same
Bueller.
time. Bueller. I'm gonna put my Iowa Hawkeye stuff behind me here when for the show, because right now I got a picture of my tractor and then the Outlaw logo, because that's who I pull with. But I thought, what the heck? See what happens. So it's all good. Well, if nobody has any other questions tonight for you guys, we can wind this baby up. Trent, did we touch all the topics you wanted to touch on tonight?
I think so.
Don't look at me. You just told me to show up.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. I think we touched most of them. We talked about your yield increases. What about beans, Justin? We haven't really talked honestly much about it. We didn't prepare very well, but
I said
we did a lot of show prep. I know we've been on since noon, day drinking. I mean, I'm teasing. In case your wives are watching. So
beans, I had a couple fields. I did the entire fields that I consider were pretty rough ground, and I had a few trials. But I said earlier about user problems. I have an 80-year-old grandfather, and whether he just don't give a damn or don't listen to me, he just kind of hops in the field and goes. Well, it doesn't always line up with my sprayer pass, so it doesn't always kind of mesh together quite right. So I had a couple trials this year on some beans that just didn't kind of come together that I hoped, but yeah. An 80-year-old guy running a combine for free, you just kind of say, okay, whatever it is, and just go with it.
Justin.
Yeah, no, they actually, I think Batson talked about that last week. Everybody that's used it liked it, and the people that didn't maybe say they loved it, it's because they didn't, the trials got messed up for them, so they can't really,
corn, you don't have a choice. You got to follow the row unless,
yep.
I mean, it just cluster if you don't. But beans, it's kind of willy-nilly, and It just did not kind of come together like I hoped.
That's okay. You got to take care of Grandpa. It's all good.
Yeah. If he wants to run the combine, we'll just let him run the combine. It is what it is.
Absolutely. Trent?
I think for the most part, we covered everything I wanted to cover. I truly enjoy this experience. It's been a great year. In the spring of 23, I think I sold to probably 50 some growers, and I truly think 90% of them are going to reorder. At this point, I'm really close to that 90+%. So honestly, it's awesome. A lot of guys are seeing great results, and I'm excited to see what this future is going to bring with this company because it's been a fun year.
Love it. I don't know who this guy is, Paul Peters, but he says Jason looks like he lost his nutsack and he's wondering where he left it. I'm not sure what that means. Do I look that confused to you tonight, Paul? I'm sorry. I'm trying to be a good host and ask questions and engage with the audience and stuff like that. So, I think I look around, I got 3 screens up. Yeah, I think that's what you're referring to. So, Paul, I know where my nutsack is, and I don't know what else to say. I mean, I feel like, can we say nutsack on the Be Loyal to Your Soil podcast? Justin and Trent? I think so.
I'm good with the word nutsack.
Okay, good. I feel like it's something I probably said in 4th grade, so it's going to be okay. I love now, this is side story a little bit, but did you guys see that, that meme floating around? It has Santa sitting on top of the outhouse. He's talking to his reindeer, and he said, I said the Schmidt house, and he's sitting on top of an outhouse. Did you guys see that one at all?
I didn't.
Well, I had that T-shirt in 4th grade. I'm 48, and I went to school at HLV, Hartwick, Ladora, Victor, and my dad bought it for me at Target, and I was so proud, because he said the Schmidt house, and he's sitting on top of the shit house with the reindeer, and I was so proud, and I wore that to school. By second hour, they had me in the principal's office. I had to go home and change my T-shirt. But now that's memes, and kids are wearing whatever they want to school. So, but it was just funny. I just saw that on Facebook a little bit ago, and I wanted to bring that up. So that's funny. Yeah, I'll try to look at my one screen. I'm just trying to check out. I got Instagram running over here, and I got all the slides over here. So I'm trying to be a gracious host. So it's all good. It's all good. How much rain do you think we need, guys, to get kind of caught back up out of this drought?
Well, so we do this little tiling on the side, and this summer we were tiling, and it was that July after we got the weed off, and it was acting like we had frost in the ground. We had boulder-sized chunks getting kicked up off the ground. We're starting to get replenished. We got about 2.5 inches in this month, but another 3-4 inches would be really sufficient for kind of filling up the profile a little bit and making sure we got a good reserve for spring. Good. I hope there's a lot of places across the state and across the country that they'll take every drop they can get.
Yep. What would be like, do you guys know what is the driest part right now in the Corn Belt, if you will, in the big states?
I think Indiana and Ohio are probably a little drier than we are. Maybe the Dakotas.
Yeah.
We got pretty heavy soil here in Iowa, so we usually handle the dry pretty well. But
it's been a couple weeks since I looked at the drought map, but I think there's a red spot in Missouri, not too terribly far from us. That's considered severe drought.
Yeah. What have the futures been looking like in the grain market, guys? What have you been hearing and seeing? Kind of the same, or any movement at all?
It's been pretty flat lately. A lot of they say world problems going around. I got a company that does my I get info on the markets. Said something about Russia got a ship bombed or some crap over in wherever and
Ukraine.
You got stuff like that use excuses to drop the market, but
yep. No, it's the same thing in mortgage too, guys. I same thing. The markets change, come out every day at 9. Rates move up and down throughout the day, and depends upon, like you said, if somebody sneezed the wrong way, it'll affect the market. It'll give, they got to have volatility. That's how they make money. Buy low, sell high. So they're constantly moving the markets around a little bit. Julie is giving a nice compliment. So
my expert opinion would be it's going to be pretty flat till after the first of the year, and then I think corn market, we got another 30 to 40 cents. It'll probably peak up, and then it'll probably be downhill from there.
Gotcha. So, hey, is Iowa State football in a bowl game?
Yeah, they play at 3 o'clock, I think.
Which bowl game is it?
Better than the Iowa team.
Bowl. We went to the Big Ten championship. You can't be picking on me that much, Justin. Come on, buddy.
You guys need a new offense coordinator.
Well, we got one coming. We finally got rid of old run it left, run it right punt guy, Ferentz there. So that's all.
Yeah, I didn't know you guys had a pass game.
Yeah, we're gonna get one of them quarterbacks. Iowa State's in the toilet bowl. Is what I think Julie said. So
that's not very nice.
Hey, you use it every day. What's wrong with that?
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. No, this is a lot of fun, guys. It's been fun to get to know you guys. Do you guys go to many tractor pulls? Let's talk about my world for a little bit. Do you guys go to any tractor pulls? Do you know any truck or tractor pullers?
My grandfather used to be really big into the tractor pull industry, and then he got to the point where he couldn't throw weights around, so he kind of backed off of that.
Do you know what he pulled?
He pulled a Super MTA that I think when we got done working on it, it was pulling like 125 horse. And then we had a 1066 International that we had a combine burn up, and we put the motor out of a combine in it, and it was pushing like 350 or so horse. It was a little on the high side.
A little on the high side.
It was a lot of fun.
Marty Samuelson is the mayor of Ravenna, Nebraska. He watches all of our podcasts. He says, "Is Frost going to Iowa State?" That must be a recruit, maybe. Do you guys know?
I haven't heard.
Okay.
I know it's going to get cold eventually.
It's Frost. I imagine that's the last name.
I know, but it's also going to frost in Iowa State eventually.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure what Marty's at a football game right now. He's watching football from Ravenna, watching the podcast. So we'll have to maybe explain that a little bit. So, oh, and Julie says that was Todd, by the way. So Todd is using Julie's Facebook account to make just the same thing that Brian Moorfeld guy is too. They use their spouse's Facebook account to make comments. So
She just doesn't want to hyphenate his name.
Tyler Pardell. I didn't know they made red pulling tractors. ...
Oh, Pardall, I tell you.
He better be a good customer, or I'm going to block his ass as well too. So that's all I'm saying. So
I'm probably going to see him in the morning when I got to take parts to him. I don't really like talking to the guy. He talks a lot. He doesn't know much.
Yeah. Kevin Davis is watching in Arizona. Frost is a coach from Nebraska. Oh. Okay, so did you guys fire your coach? Did you lose your Iowa State coach?
I hope not. He's pretty damn good compared to the last one.
I'll have to find out what's going on there.
We could have friends, and we'd all be in the shitter.
Dude, you're just jealous of our mediocrity over the years. We're a solid B. We're a solid B. Iowa State's either an A or an F, right? So.
The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result, and that's like the Iowa's just platform of football.
No, I get it. You can't really. I'm not even going to defend that at all.
Actually, what is the stat this year? Has the Iowa offense scored more than the defense and special teams this year?
So this is where I say overall records. That's kind of what I say, and then that's like scoreboard type of a thing. You win the game, you win the game. It's like winning the tractor pull by 2 inches. It's like banking in a free throw, guys. It still counts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I get it.
It counts, but
Devin's saying offensive coordinator for Iowa State. So maybe they're bringing in Frost.
haven't heard.
I haven't heard either. If you guys are big Iowa State fans talking a bunch of smack, should know what's going on. Should be in on the loop. Like you get your daily
talking enough smack to the Iowa fans just to get them going.
You get enough. You get all your daily farming updates. I figured you'd get all your daily Iowa State updates as well.
Well, one makes me more money than the other.
That is true.
I ain't never bet on Iowa State and made money, it seems like.
No, that's pretty normal like that to do that. So, well, guys, if you don't have anything else, we'll wrap it up. If there's any more questions with Trent or Justin, please type them in the comments quick. I guess tell me if they sucked tonight. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if these guys were, because they got paid a lot of money to be on this podcast tonight, right? Justin,
did you?
I think I'm getting a Yeti cup, and after that, I think it's free.
Yes, it has free. I do see you got a new sweatshirt out of the deal. So,
I don't know. Was this free? Quote unquote.
It was free.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Moorfield's
going to get an ag, I tell you.
Moorfield's playing pool, so just sneak out of there, Justin, and you'll be good to go. So.
Yeah, it always cracks me up. They give you in the ag industry, they give you free things. Well, yeah, it ain't free by any means, but
it's like my dad when he gets a new combine or something from John Deere. He gets the golden key or whatever it is, and then I'm like, "Yo, wow, Dad, you spent a freaking $1 bajillion and they gave you a gold key." So it's all fun.
Yeah, make you feel special for 30 seconds until it realizes, oh, that cost me a crap load of money.
Yep. So Moorfield gives a thumbs up, so that's a good sign. Tammy Lemaster? Am I saying that right? Great job.
Yep, you said it right.
You've got the clapping. Jenny, she's the one who texts me during the show and tells me if I'm fired or not. So seriously not. So she said, "Great job, guys."
Apparently on
And
for
Ben,
episode.
how is Ben related to you, Trent?
Oh, I don't know if I'm really claiming him, but I guess he's my brother.
You guess he is. He guess he's his brother.
Oh,
So,
Benjamin.
how many times have you been called Pieper versus Pieper in your life?
Anybody that doesn't know me calls me
Yep.
Piper.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
that's the brother we were talking about before the show that he hollered at a lady for calling him Piper.
I before E except after C.
Yep.
I before E except after C. You should just get that T-shirt, Trent. I before E except after C. Harry says, "Good job, guys." Is Harry related to Jenny? I'm guessing.
Harry is Terry's father. Yes.
Gotcha. Derek Vandenberg says, "Good job, fellas." Do we know
We
Derek?
do not
Yeah,
like him at all.
We don't claim him.
my
We don't
God.
know him.
No.
Block him.
So can we let's talk some smack about Derek then while we're still live? We still got a lot of people watching, so
Derek
your
sells
team.
fertilizer, and we're out here trying to cut fertilizer back.
Uh-oh.
I ain't got along with him for years. God.
This is what makes it fun. So, okay, let's talk about fertilizer a little bit. I follow one of those farming things on my Instagram, and they said they had put a bunch of fertilizer down, and when it doesn't rain, it just sits on top, right? It doesn't get into the soil. Is that kind of the thing about fertilizer?
Yeah, it depends on the product, but like nitrogen, especially if you use like a dry product and spread it on top, if you don't get any rain or hell, liquid for that matter, or even ammonia, if you don't have enough moisture in the ground, it ain't going to get into the plant. Just by the way the nutrients move into the plant, if you don't get moisture, the fert ain't going to go in there.
Gotcha. Then that makes sense.
Yeah.
The one thing this is our third podcast. What I've really learned is that the Holganix product lets the soil breathe, so water can get down, and then seeing the roots go down and stuff like that. I think I'm gonna throw some on my yard next year. I farm about 2 acres. I try to mow straight lines in it. That's my claim to fame. Bought me a nice Simplicity mower with the rollers, so I can mow the cool lines in like the golf course. So I take a lot of pride in that. So
I put some on my garden last year, and what did we figure? It was not Bio 800, it was Bio 3 million or something.
A little heavy.
I had tomatoes coming out of my ears.
They no, actually we had people asking about strawberries either last week or the week before that, and then something else too. Somebody was asking from Texas, so I got to get my California pull-in buddies hooked up with Todd as well, because they do a lot of nuts and almonds and stuff out there. So I'm gonna have them talk to Todd as well. So, well, guys, thanks for coming on tonight. I appreciate you doing this. What are the plans for the new year this weekend besides drunken debauchery? You got anything good for humankind, or what do we got going on?
We both have kids now, so the new year is definitely not like it used to be.
Yeah.
Well, look at you all growing up right in front of our eyes. Guys. I like that.
I tell you, getting old is not for the weak.
It is. I'm with you. You wait till you get to be my age, fellers. Like you still remember what you could do, and you still try to do that every now and then. It takes days. It takes days to recover.
I remember I could stay up past 11 o'clock and feel great the next day.
Yep. I love it.
Like, to be honest.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Well, I got to get you guys to a tractor pull this summer, okay?
All right, I'm
in.
I love
All
watching the big dogs pull.
We'll do it. We'll definitely do it. So I got to find out what's closest to you guys, and then get a hold of my buddy Todd and drag you to a pull. It'll be fun. So, because the Holganix trailer is kind of the cool spot at the tractor pull. I'm not gonna lie. There's always free beer and a lot of fun people. If you know what I'm saying.
I like free beer.
Free beer's there, but Todd's there also.
No, but if you drink enough free beer, Todd just is kind of
Okay.
he's just kind of off to the side a little bit. So.
Okay.
Off to the side. And I like it when they bring the trailer too, because I help run Outlaw Pulling TV, and we use the top of the trailer as one of the camera mounts. But we got to keep people from walking in and out all the time. So stay outside and drink the free beer, but because they have that air conditioning inside, sometimes it's hot. People want to sneak inside, so it's all good. Well, guys, Merry Christmas. Thanks for watching tonight, Justin, Trent. We appreciate you coming on. You guys hang out with me a little bit. I'm gonna end the live stream, but I want to talk to you guys for a few minutes off the air. So. Happy New Year, everybody. Trent, what's the best way to, is it Holganixmidwest.com, or if I want to check you guys out, what's the best way to get a hold of you guys?
Holganixmidwest.com. Go to our website.
Love
The
it.
girls have spent a lot of time working on the website. It's great.
Good stuff. I'm gonna play. I love this bean footage commercial. I'm gonna play that. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next week or Wednesday. I don't know who we have yet. Jenny sent me an email, but I didn't look at it. So have a great night, everybody. Happy New Year.
Hey gang, let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Drop it.